Here I'll be talking about the homestead food production model, namely the small-scale agricultural model at the household level, aimed to reduce food insecurity and mitigate the risk of malnutrition in low and middle income countries. So home garden systems, these small-scale models, have been used traditionally throughout the world, mostly in Southeast Asia, Latin America, and some parts of sub-Saharan Africa. And so far there have been many organizations and NGOs that have really propelled this. So one being Helen, Keller International. Their focus began with vitamin A deficiency and night blindness and reducing the risk of that. And so their first pilot of the home garden model started in Bangladesh in the 80s. And now throughout the years they focused on different countries. And the focus of today's talk will be on Cambodia and their involvement in Cambodia. And so in Cambodia there is quite a high rural population, still very much a developing and low income country. And Helen Keller has been in Cambodia introducing the home garden system since the 90s, and so with this current round they're introducing an aquaculture extension, so fish ponds, and that is because the Cambodian population has such a high intake of fish as their main protein source that this would be the most culturally relevant and appropriate means of introducing that. So the main outcomes of course, this home garden system is to increase food security, which of course will better nutrition outcomes, that being micronutrient deficiencies, macronutrient deficiencies, and stunting and wasting, especially in women and children. And so in the previous phases of this project, the focus has mostly been on nutritional status and women participating to increase gender equity in that population. And so this time around there are a few gaps. They're currently in the phase 2 of this project in Prey Vong province. Some gaps being the lack of market access and the need to strengthen the market access. So participants are able to get to the nearby market, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be given a fair price. And so giving them the transportation to get to the urban market would ensure much more of a fair price for them, along with ongoing technical support. There is a lack of that throughout the program, which might be a really important component to increase willingness to continue and motivation. And so for the future phases, that is something to consider and strengthen.